and good afternoon. Thank you very much for choosing us at this hour. I am picking it up from Samburu, where Ashley Mazuri has been bringing you the developments live. So far, the Maasai Cultural Festival is still on, and we will again engage with her shortly to, of course, discuss further the importance of culture. We're expecting President William Ruto to be at that particular festival anytime from now. My name is Anki Doris Umbat. Now, moving on, U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris has conceded defeat to Donald J. Trump in this year's U.S. presidential election. Kamala called President-elect Donald Trump on Wednesday to concede the 2024 elections on the same afternoon she gave her concession address at Howard University. In Nairobi, the U.S. ambassador to Kenya, Meg Whitman, has reiterated her commitment to work with the incoming Trump administration. Let's take a look at the details. The hour of concession. This was Wednesday afternoon when Vice President Kamala Harris took to the podium and conceded her defeat to President-elect Donald Trump at Howard University.
While I concede this election, I do not concede the fight that fueled this campaign.
Harris had committed weeks ago to respect the election results.
Only when it is dark enough can you see the stars.
U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris also phoned Donald Trump on Wednesday afternoon to concede the election, hours after the race was over and her devastating defeat confirmed. Kamala Harris' senior aide said she discussed the importance of a peaceful transfer of power and being a president for all Americans.
We owe loyalty not to a president or a party, but to the Constitution of the United States.
Trump Communications Director Stephen Shong, in a statement, confirmed the Harris phone call and said the president-elect and former U.S. President Donald J. Trump acknowledged Kamala's professionalism and tenacity. Reports now say that Kamala Harris and President-elect Donald Trump both agreed on the importance of unifying the country. Moreover, the White House confirmed President Joe Biden called both candidates and congratulated Harris on her historic campaign and expressed his commitment to ensuring a smooth transition to power and the importance of working to unify the country. According to reports, White House communication says Biden has since invited President-elect Trump to meet with him in the White House. The staff will coordinate a specific date in the near future. President Joe Biden is expected to address the nation from the Rose Garden White House at 11 a.m. Eastern Time on Thursday. As different elicited reactions continue to be seen worldwide, political analysts are equally sharing opinions on the dynamics that played out in Trump's favor and against Vice President Kamala Harris. So what exactly was really in play?
That black voters, particularly black male voters, would be determinative in the election. That's not true. The real story is that Latino voters shifted in a very dramatic way toward Trump. Harris only won about half of Latino voters. If you are a legal Latino immigrant, I can see being pulled in two directions there. Like, on the one hand, the rhetoric that Donald Trump uses is terrible. On the other hand, like, you're in Georgia because you're here to make money. And either that's easier to do or harder to do. And if you're in your mind, you think that Donald Trump is the answer to an economic problem, let's go.
Trump is the first president in over 130 years and only the second in history to win a non-consecutive second term. However, the victory is not Donald J. Trump's alone. Senator JD Vance, a Republican from Ohio, is set to become the United States' next vice president. During the early stages of Trump's political career, Vance cast him as a total fraud, a moral disaster, and even worse, Vance referred to Trump as America's Hitler. In fact, in 2016, he even named himself a never Trump guy. But like many Republicans who sought relevance in Trump era, Vance eventually shifted his tone, saying Trump proved him wrong by his performance in his first term in office, convincing him to be one of his most steadfast defenders. Vance, also a strong supporter of Israel, was elected to the Senate in 2022 with Trump's endorsement. He has since become one of the staunchest champions of the former president's Make America Great Again agenda, particularly on trade, foreign policy, and immigration. Meanwhile, world leaders, among them Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, and the President of France, Emmanuel Macron, on Wednesday congratulated Republican Donald Trump following his victory, capping a stunning political comeback 4 years after he left the White House.
Mr. Speaker, can I begin by congratulating President-elect Trump on his historic election victory. As the closest of allies, the UK and US will continue to work together to protect our shared values of freedom and democracy.
In Nairobi, the U.S. ambassador to Kenya, Megan Whitman, in a statement released earlier today, reaffirmed that, like all U.S. ambassadors, the American people have spoken and a new president will be inaugurated in January. She continues to say, and I quote, "My team and I continue to work on advancing our nation's shared goals of increased prosperity, security, and respect for democratic values. The relationship between the United States and Kenya has matured over the past 60 years and has enjoyed the support of a wide spectrum of political leaders in both Washington and Nairobi. Our relations have never been stronger, and I am confident this trajectory will continue." End of quote. The president-elect Donald J. Trump will be sworn in officially as the 47th U.S. president at the inauguration ceremony on assuming powers and responsibilities of the presidency on the 20th of January, the year 2025. Anki Dorisumbat, KTN.